This video talks about the research side of the Flourish movement. Now, research is my greatest love, and left alone, I could talk for days on this stuff, but I'm going to try and keep it brief. Now, the focus of the Flourish movement is to improve the well-being and effectiveness of school leaders. Now, the reason why we started it is that there was a tremendous amount of research showing that the well-being of school leaders was suffering terribly. However, all the focus was on the problem. No one was looking at researching the solution. And we got a call from a group of school principals on the south coast of New South Wales, led by Bob Willits, and they engaged us to come up with a solution for this problem. Now, I brought in Deakin University, and the first thing we did is study the job in depth. And once we had this data, we sat down with a group of school leaders and co-designed the intervention. In fact, this approach of how we design Flourish is so unique and novel that Deakin University have presented this model as a benchmark for wellbeing programs at international conferences. Now, why do we ask each group to do the research? Well, first of all, for the benefit of the group. It informs the group and allows us to customize the program to the needs of the group. Secondly, for your benefit, it gives you information about you. You know, we fill out so many surveys that are statewide or nationwide. This research allows you to learn about you. And finally, it prepares you for the workshops. If you know where you're at and where you are starting from, you can make greater changes and greater impact. Now, we know that the research takes time, and as a school leader, your time is very precious. But the biggest thing people say is after they've completed the research, how valuable that process is and how much they learnt about themselves. Flourish is not a cookie cutter program, and the research is the thing that allows us to customize it to suit people's worlds. Now, finally, in this video, I just want to point out some of the improvements we've seen with school leaders who have gone through Flourish. First of all, it's made them more effective. We've seen a 17% decrease in time it takes to complete admin and compliance. We've seen a 35% drop in number of interruptions during the day. And also, we've seen a 56% increase in how positive their mood is at work. We've also seen an increase in how strategic the school leaders are. They're using that time that they gain in efficiency in more important areas, such as a 28% increase in time spent on strategic activities, a 40% increase in time spent on research and innovation, and a 57% increase in how much they're coaching and developing their people. One of the most interesting things that's come out of our research is because they're being more proactive, there's a 46% drop in time spent on crisis and conflict. We're also obviously seeing a huge increase in well-being with a 20% drop in stress and a 31% increase in time spent on well-being and recovery. And finally, their life is more in balance. We've seen a 21% increase in work-life balance. We've seen a 91% increase in boundary strength, which is the ability to have a bad day and not take it home with you. And we've also seen a 47% increase in how much school leaders feel that their personal time is their own. What that means is when they're outside of the school, they're present and engaged in their life. They're not thinking about school. These are just some of the improvements our research shows that we've seen with Flourish.